Hi, welcome back to my channel, Plan with KP. I'm Kimmy, and today we are going to start setting up my new planner. I will be in the Amplify Planner starting in July, except I'm a little frustrated now that we're at the end of my current planner. I've got a couple weeks left. As I'm filming, it is currently June 4th, so I've got a couple more weeks, and it's just not realistic anymore for this kind of like awkward transitional period. So I do need to get a start on setting up my new planner. I don't mind using both, but I wanted to do this on camera. And so it would just be really frustrating to keep having to put things on sticky notes instead of actually entering them in. So we're going to kind of walk through how I'm planning to use this. The first thing that I want to set up is going to be sort of this page here, along with this one. This one will be mostly pre-planning, and then I know that this says 22 and 23, but I will probably make notes for future years because this is going to be sort of anything after this planner. So this is going to be September of 2022. So we're going to have October through December of 22, and then these will all be for 2023. And I don't usually plan a whole year out except for once in a very blue moon. So anything beyond that point in time, so October of 2023 and later, would be kind of filled in somewhere on here. Again, I'm not worried about these calendars because this is just a generic page that I don't usually use anyways. My frustration I'm dealing with now. So this is my Erin Condren vertical, and it goes from 2021 to 2022. So the last month I have here is June of 2022. But if you go into the back here, the built-in pages are for pre-planning 2023. So there's like a solid 6 months between June of 2022 and the built-in pages for 2023 that I legit have nowhere to fill in. These little papers are actually copied out of last year's planner so that I had something to pre-plan the end of 2022. So you can see I've got some notes on here that I just need to sort of transfer over. There's a lot going on in July and then probably a little bit in August to September as well. But I just need more room. This is getting ridiculous. The other thing is, earlier today I coordinated to go out of town. We're going to Mexico in November, and same thing, there were a lot of like ideas that were thrown around of things we want to do, which again, I'm not going to put in my old planner because it's only around for another 3 weeks. I technically will not even be in this one for then, but I will make a page. I think I have it set up very loosely here. I'm going to fill in all of my plans for when we are in Mexico. And then that way I can just sort of take this page out or reference it, in October when we're ready to go. I just need somewhere to make sure that I don't lose the information. And I'm sorry if this video is kind of all over the place. This is sort of how my brain works when I'm setting something up. Kind of start with what you know for sure you want and then sort of adapt it until you get something that fills in the holes, I guess is the best way I can say. I've got a couple of different bookmarks going on. This one brings me to the daily pages I was contemplating. This one brings me to my first weekly. You can see lots of stickies because I've been sort of contemplating the best way to use it. And then this one over here is literally just a post-it note. That same thing also brings me to a weekly because I don't know how I feel yet about having a bookmark on the bottom to turn to. It's just kind of weird. So I'm going to probably transfer both of those from week to week until I figure out which one actually works for me. There's also some goal setting, which I do want to use. It's been a while since I've been into more of a goal setting phase, and I definitely think this is something I need to be working on. So I did pull out some mild liners, I'm going to go through and sort of color coordinate them, because the goal is for each month I'll set a couple of goals, and then I can again color code it just so that I know what it's referencing. I found that some of these were easier to color coordinate. Obviously, the finance one is going to be green for money. I had 2 greens and I like this one better, which is why I put it on personal development. My husband, I tend to color coordinate everything else as a blue color. And then I went for yellow for spiritual because that's the color of my faith notebook this year. This was the closest color I had to red, and I think of YouTube items as they should be color coordinated red. So that one came here. It's not my business or my career, but I don't usually have business and career goals, so that seems to make the most sense to me. And then these were just kind of a free-for-all, whatever I had left over. The actual goals themselves, I will come back to when we get closer. And then we get into the monthly. I think we're going to work on setting up my page for Mexico, and then we will come back and do some more of the pre-planning in the beginning. And I know I try and keep it flat for most of my videos, but today we're just going to fold it over because that's the most convenient thing for me, and that's what makes sense. So I'll put the flight information. It'll be the flight number and then, leaving, arriving, and then the times. And we're going to have, those 3 items sort of duplicated twice, going there and coming back. And then I'm going to put our hotel reservation. So that will include the name of the hotel, the confirmation number, their address, and then any other sort of miscellaneous reminders. We're going to put sort of like a list of to-do items because there are some things that have already been planned out. So we're going to a restaurant one of those nights. I will put the date and the name of the restaurant. And then I think we're going to go golfing. So same thing, I'll put, where we're golfing. And then I'm going to make like a list down here for things to remember when packing. And then first one to pack that I need to remember is my passport, but specifically my passport in my maiden name, because that's the one that I have and that's what we bought our flight information under. And then any other things that I remember will also go under here. If we are golfing, we need to remember the golf clubs. And so that's kind of how I'll just fill it in as we come up with ideas and or are told about certain things that we will be doing. So that's what the page looks like. And then we are going to go back to the beginning. For my pre-planning, I want to write the years in here. And I think I'm going to use my little Sharpies for these. The pink one we're going to do for the start of the year because it's pink and it's Valentine's Day. The end of the year we're doing blue because that reminds me of winter. And then I've got 2 different colors. I think this one is more of a springtime color, which means purple is going to be for summer. I do have a couple reminders, I think for 2024. So those are going to go in here. I don't know how personal they are, so I will not be filling them in on camera. This is going to be for birthdays and holidays. Actually, I might even leave birthdays out. Part of me wants to put them on here because birthdays are kind of important, but I also know most of the close, like the really important ones, I pretty much know by heart. So I know what month they're in. And so I might just only pull that out when it's time to do the actual monthlies, in which case this is going to be strictly appointments, reminders about renewals of car insurance, things like that. Okay, and then I think I need to set up July. I don't normally decorate, and this one sure does not leave a ton of room for it, but I want to anyways. So you can see my list of things that I was planning to put on like each of the individual days. We've got birthdays and anniversaries, any sort of appointments, things I've, coordinated with someone for plans. I also want to keep track of my YouTube posting schedule and any sort of bills that are due. And then this is just a list of items that I try to keep on top of pertaining to work. So I think I'll put those in my freedom boxes and just sort of figure it out by week, I guess. And then up here in the monthly focus, I was going to keep a total of my hours for work, of course, check boxes for to-do list. And then I also might keep sort of record for either goals that I want to do or like progress steps towards those goals. I don't really know about that, but those also might end up in these freedom boxes. Again, comes back to the color coding that we did. I don't have red and white stripes, so I'm thinking maybe polka dots. It's a little weird, but it might work. I don't specifically love it, but we'll leave it for now and see if it grows on me. If it sucks, I can always pull it up later. I was going to do the blue for sort of like a 4th of July, but those clash really, really bad. So we're going to go gray, I guess. It's a different kind of gray than what's already on my page, but I think it'll be close enough. Monday morning around 6 a.m. is when my videos go live on YouTube, so we'll fill those in as the month goes on. And I have them ready to go. Okay, so I've got birthdays and anniversary bills. We can get started on those. There might be other miscellaneous bills that only come up 1 to 2 times a year. that I will plug in when I do my official budget for the month and look into those, but at least I've got the basics in here. So birthdays, anniversaries, bills, I don't think, let me check. I'm just going to make a note that she's off and put an arrow for the rest of the week. She is off the 17th as well. And then she returns on the 18th. Okay, that I think takes care of that list. I've got some stickers that I want to transfer over. I've got a list of how many Christmas boxes are downstairs in storage, which I'm going to just generically stick over here for October, November-ish when we're going to be fishing those out. And then same thing, Black Friday shopping is, I think, October, November-ish. We're going to put Christmas on top so that we can see both stickers. And I think that's it, besides filling in extra appointments and things, which may or may not need to be all over the internet. So I will go back through and fill those out later. Goals we're going to hold off until we get closer. I've got July done. Oh, I meant to finish with the rest of these sticky notes. You guys, I'm so all over the place. We'll do 1st to the 15th, and then we'll do 16th to the 31st, because those are my pay periods. So we'll fill those in. Obviously, to-dos go in the to-do boxes. Usually once a month I like to print the Etna and Regents. So I guess we'll fill those in over here. And then I think in here I'll make a note to do the additional info from docs. I'm not sure how much I like using washi tape in here. I kind of feel like I should be making everything match, but my brain tends to work with color coding. So hopefully this stays the way I have it. But realistically speaking, I wouldn't be surprised if I went back through and highlighted everything, because bills, I tend to think of green for money, and then like appointments for me versus my husband. Currently there's only 2 for me, but I'm sure there will be some for my husband. Again, in that case, then it's kind of hard to distinguish his versus mine, which is where the color coding comes in. So I don't know if this is going to stay like this. I don't hate it, but it's definitely going to require a little bit of adjustment, I guess might be the right word. It's a whole new planner for me. The size is a little bit weird because it's kind of skinny and tall, and then I've never really been good at a horizontal weekly. I think I did that a couple of years ago and I hated it. It only lasted maybe 2 months. And then same thing, dailies. And I think the dailies are going to be super helpful to be productive, but if I don't use them at work like I'm hoping I will, that could also be a waste. So lots of trial and error here. I will keep you updated as we go. Of course, I will do plan with me videos. I'm thinking as of this point right now that my weekly spread will be a lot of the goal setting that I want to do and some sort of time blocking. And then when it comes to the dailies, I'll reference back to here and see which of my time blocks I'm supposed to be getting done. I don't really know if that's a logical plan, but that's kind of what my thought process is, at least going into this. If you have any recommendations, feel free to leave a comment down below and let me know, are you switching out your planner as well? Is this going to be a learning curve for a lot of us or just a couple of us? Thank you all so much for joining me today, and I will catch you in the next setup video. Hope you have a great one. Bye!